This is Gradowski of WeAreChange.org here in New York City at a secret theater here at the premiere of Renegade with, of course, the one and only David Icke, scholar, philosopher, independent critical thinker, and now a person that has to literally have film premieres in secret because there's venues and people with agendas who are banning you from even having a film premiere. I mean, what's happening right now to you? What's happening on social media? What just happened to all the other individuals who were banned? What time are we living in where critical thought and just thinking and questioning things is now not only illegal, but you get non-personed? It's crazy. Tell us what happened in LA recently, David.
Well, some of us have been warning that this was coming for a very, very long time, and now it's here. The goal of it all is to create a situation where people only see and hear what the authorities decide they can see and hear. And what we're witnessing day after day after day, and it's speeding up obviously, is the stepping stones to that. I've got this term, the totalitarian tiptoe. Step by step to the goal. Well, now we've got the totalitarian sprint. It's getting faster and faster. And this is a movie, Renegade, about my life, which an American film company wanted to make, not because they supported me in my work, but because they thought it was a good story, an interesting story. So, shot the film, and the people who edited it, I had nothing to do with the editing, were actually new to the information. So this is not a davidicke.com production. It's an independent film production. But it doesn't matter. We had the first premiere last week in Manchester in the north of England at a hotel, and that was fine. And then we were travelling down on the train to the next one in London, about an hour out of the station in London. Jamie, my son, got a text or an email from the venue in London, which is owned by the TUC, which is the Trade Union Congress. You know when trade unions used to represent the people? You must have a good memory, Luke. And they said it was, they were pulling the event. This is the afternoon before it took place. So this TUC, this trade union organization who owned the venue, pulled it. And they had no interest in the consequences for us, no interest in the consequence for the audience. They just couldn't give a damn. And interestingly, they said in the email that they were pulling the event because they believed in inclusivity. And this was included in an email in which they were excluding me. So, I mean, it's such a joke, it's unbelievable. Yeah. Anyway, Jamie brilliantly got another venue even before we arrived at the station in London. It went away great. The reaction to the film has been fantastic, but beyond what I could imagine from both the audiences. And then we head out to Los Angeles. And for the last about 2 months, the producer of the film has had a contract, an agreement, to have a premiere at the Aero Theater in Santa Monica. And it's owned by a company called American Cinematique. And then the agreement was that we would turn up at 4 o'clock in the afternoon to have a run-through and look at all the technical side for a start of about 6 o'clock. 5 minutes before we arrive at the theater, the producer gets a call saying they're pulling the event. This is 2 hours before people are due to arrive. And they were deeply unpleasant. These representatives of this organization, American Cinematique, they own another theater in Los Angeles called the Egyptian, I think it is. They were so unpleasant, so horrible. The producer was in the back of the vehicle. I was sitting in the front. He had not his phone open. He had it to his ear. And I heard every word because the guy was screaming down the phone. And suddenly it's it's off. And because LA is so big, and the traffic, of course, at that time of night in LA is just ridiculous. We couldn't do anything. We couldn't get another venue. We couldn't even tell the people that it was off until we got back to the hotel through the rush hour traffic. So again, this theater and American Cinematique couldn't give a damn about the audience. And you know, Luke, this is happening more and more. And they have no thought about the audience. And this is the process that goes through what passes for their minds. David Icke is evil because we've been told he is. Therefore, anyone who is coming to his events, like this one in this theater, is also evil, and therefore who gives a damn about how they're upset? And it's the same basic, I always called it mental state, I think I'm kind of overstating that you see in these extreme progressives, whereby they say, I am right, and therefore if anyone has another opinion, they must by definition be wrong, because I am right. And if they're wrong, what does it matter if they don't have freedom of speech? Because they're wrong. It's a similar process. And we've come here tonight to New York. This is going ahead fine. But we have to go to great lengths. Like, this is supposed to be the land of the free. I know, I was being a comedy club, but it's supposed to be. And so in the land of the free, you have to, this is for all my events now, anywhere in the world, you have to keep where it is secret and just give people a feel for the area, and then email or text them as late as possible to tell them where the actual venue is, to squeeze the time that these professional censors have to lie to the venue about you and get the event off. And this movie, Renegade, and as I emphasize again, I've not edited it, I've not put it together, it's been put together independently by this company, de-demonizes me. It shows me for what I am rather than what I'm supposed to be. And I can understand why they don't want this film circulating, A, because of all the information in it, but also because it makes it harder to demonize me if you watch the film.
Yep. Historically, truth speakers have always been attacked, and I've been saying that you've been attacked so much, especially in the mainstream media press, and people attack me for even interviewing you, for even listening to you, for even talking to you and engaging in ideas. We don't agree on everything, but we have a civil discussion here. And I tell them, have you ever listened to David Icke? Have you ever listened to his lectures or actually met him in person? And a lot of them are like, no. And I'm like, who told you not to like him? Oh, the media. The media told me not to like him. And one thing that I found very interesting is your son Jamie told me the theater in LA that pulled out, they specifically asked him, does the movie make David Icke look good or bad? Right?
Oh, that's it. That's it.
And then I want to preface this because this is important. This is an important aspect here. I had a major network follow me around for weeks, spent almost $1 million on me and 3 other individuals following us around, and then they made a documentary. The major network said, well, you're making him look too good. You got to make him look bad. The director refused. The major network lost over $1 million. I spoke to the producer. He told me they want to make you look bad no matter what. So that's a big aspect of it. You want to speak on that? Go ahead.
Well, that was one of the most sinister things of all. I heard this conversation, like I say, because the guy was screaming down the producer's phone in the back. He said to him, is it a film about David Icke? He said, well, yeah. He said, this, as you mentioned, this was his words. Does it put him in a good light? Does the film put him in a good light? And the guy said, well, it comes over well, yeah. Well, we're not having the film then. But he actually said that. And if this film had demonized me, that premiere would have gone ahead.
Exactly.
So this is the scale of fascism that we are now looking at. We call it fascism, Stalinism, Marxism, tyranny that we're now dealing with. Because information is very powerful, and we have been making great inroads over the last many years into the mainstream narrative about everything. And they don't want that to continue because, like I say, the goal is to create a situation where people only see and hear what they are allowed to see and hear. And this is why we have this attack, this war on freedom of speech. Because while people can speak freely, you can't have a situation where the narrative is completely controlled, because free speech can challenge the narrative. So that's why they're targeting free speech, and in every single area now. And when you have a situation, which is the story that's broken today, in which Alex Jones and others, Farrakhan and stuff, are not only banned by Facebook, but people aren't allowed to post stuff by them, or they get banned as well. And you know, we're going along the road to even mentioning them is also going to get you banned. And so we are in the land of Orwell, of Orwell's non-people, non-person, where no one could even talk about you. You don't exist. It's extraordinary, and the scale of it, and it's happening fast. It's happening faster and faster.
They're not targeting free speech. They're attacking and eviscerating and deleting free speech. We're going to have to end it here. There's already a packed house here. A lot of people are coming in. We still got a couple minutes before everyone comes in for the movie premiere here of Renegade, which actually premieres worldwide in a couple weeks. More information about that will be in the description below. But David, I want to thank you very much for your time. I know you got to go meet and greet a whole bunch of people, so we're gonna let you go. But again, guys, you guys don't understand the pressures that we are under. Me, David, other individuals who dare to question, who dare to have a conversation, who dare even to talk. We're under attack, and that's something that we cannot allow to happen, because if they go after us, they're going to go after so many other people, and it's only a matter of time until all speech is going to be limited and controlled by special interests. Thank you guys so much for watching. Stay tuned for more here on youtube.com/we are change.